Welcome to Daddy Daughter Discussions. I'm Kevin,
I'm Cam.
and we're a Daddy Daughter team. And what we do is we discuss everything to do with current events and how Cameron navigates through them.
So sit down and relax. Today we're going to be talking about what we did on our holiday. We went up with some family to Aviemore on a holiday because we needed a weekend away.
Yeah.
We social distanced and everything, sanitised our hands.
Very much so, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
But we decided to go up to Aviemore just because the restrictions had kind of lessened to a point where we could travel that distance.
Mm-hmm.
And so we decided we needed a change of scenery, a change of pace, a change from everything really. So we decided to just go up there with some family, and we decided to kind of go there just to get out, have nice walks, and do stuff like that, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah. So, what did you enjoy most about Did you enjoy the trip up? Because it was a big drive, wasn't it?
Yep, it was around 3 hours because we had stops of.
Yeah. What did you do to keep yourself busy in the car? Because I mean, that's a long journey for you.
I listened to stuff.
You listened to stuff. What did you listen to?
My downloaded playlist.
Yeah. And what kind of things do you put on your travel download playlist?
Well, I put on animated videos.
All right. Okay.
And I listen to just like one guy, but he has like a 65 video playlist that I download to my phone. Well, Dad, I have a question for you.
Okay. Yeah. Hit me.
How many lock swims did we go on for?
Well, you went on 2, and I just went on the 1 lock swim.
I love lock swims. I
Yeah.
did every single one.
Yeah. So to kind of provide a bit of context, what we decided to do was we had seen lots of videos about people kind of doing, it's called, was it freshwater swims or something like that? That your mum was quite interested in doing, and we decided why not us do it too. So part of the holiday was that we would go and do that, and I'm not the strongest swimmer in the world, but I wanted to kind of just experience it, so I donned.
You stood in the water and watched me go underwater and get stones and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what I do when I go lock swims, just collect stones that I don't bring home. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, but so let's go back. Let's kind of actually tell the kind of full story of what we did. So we drove up. You listened to your YouTube videos or watched your YouTube videos. Did you do anything else on the trip when you trip up in the car?
We went to some stores, but it was kind of too busy for us. We felt uncomfortable and we couldn't really social distance without being close to people, so we kind of went home.
That was in Pitlochry, wasn't it?
And then we went to the hotel.
So what was the hotel like? Obviously it was a bit weird because there was so many kind of restrictions in place, wasn't there?
We basically stayed in our hotel room when we needed to, but mostly got out.
So what kind of, it was kind of weird, wasn't it? Because when we checked in, because my wife, Cameron's mum, booked it all, she went to kind of check in, and the interesting thing about it was that everything had the kind of plastic kind of covering around it. You know, the kind of almost that you would almost describe as a spit guard around the check-in desk, which is bizarre. And there was obviously all clear kind of signage to kind of say walk this way, single file, keep your distance. It was very strange, wasn't it?
Yeah, I just didn't care. We were in the hotel room when we came in, so
yeah. So we all kind of checked into our room.
And then we went to the restaurant because they don't have a kitchen or anything because obviously it's a hotel room.
And we went to this lovely wee restaurant So we did. It was like a kind of surfer bar almost, which or some very kind of extreme sportsy kind of place.
I had cheese and nachos.
You had cheese and nachos, and I think I had just one of their kind of normal cheeseburgers, and that was crazy, wasn't it? It was because one of the different things was that bar, they didn't have waiters or waitresses that kind of socially distanced or had any kind of face coverings, didn't they not?
There was only one person I think who had.
Yeah.
And they were leaning on the table like, "What do you want?" I was like,
Which, if you've eaten out recently in Glasgow or places like that, obviously they've got the kind of face mask and they're keeping a respectable distance while they're taking your order and things like that, or as much as they can. So it was quite strange, wasn't it? To kind of see them not do that. It was very put it this way, it was a very relaxed atmosphere in comparison of what we were used to in Glasgow, wasn't it?
there was also and then the next day, first thing we did was we went for a walk, and then after that we got ready, went for a walk, not walk, but we went back to the hotel room. Chilled, got ready for a drum roll please, another lock swim.
Another walk. Lock swim, yeah.
Walk swim.
Lock swim. So that was when I'm not a strong swimmer or a big swimmer or anything, but I wanted to kind of get into the loch. But obviously I understood it was going to be absolutely freezing.
It was actually quite good because we have wetsuits instead of swimming suits. Not swimming suits, just swimsuit. And see, the wetsuit, they are amazing. If you're ever going to go for a loch swim or a cold swim in the sea, definitely recommend a thingy because it just adds that tiny bit more of warmth to you.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I didn't wear anything on. You had kind of shoes that you wore.
It still freezes because it's a material.
Yeah, but it probably kept you a lot warmer. I went in bare feet, so I had the full wetsuit on.
My shoes don't really protect me from the cold. It just protects me from the rocks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of rocks, so I recommend you getting some swimming shoes too.
Yeah, I braved it without, and it was a
stony ride.
Yeah.
Da, da, da,
so imagine Bambi trying to go into the water. That was kind of how wobbly I was, trying to kind of get past all the kind of sharp stones. But once I was in, it was
amazing.
Yeah.
And see, when you come out, it's just this refreshing thing of like, oh, I did it.
And my sister-in-law, who was there with us, who was also in swimming, she kind of said that it was another one of these kind of activities that kind of brings endorphins.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
So, and you do get
it's just amazing.
When you kind of plunge into the cold water and you come out, there is that weird feeling, that euphoria, isn't there?
So, after that, we went for a walk to a loch, but we didn't swim in it.
Yeah, it was a green loch.
It was like, so it was 3
kilometres or something
to get there and 3 kilometres to get back.
Yeah,
which we did it where you weren't prepared for. I had some trainers that weren't meant for walking or running. They were just like kind of thingy. The trainers, they had their holographic and stuff, and the sole did not have any support for my ankle and stuff.
Yeah.
So every time I took a step, it felt like shooting pains down
it was
my
like
foot.
shin splints. Yeah. Yeah, that is very much my
It
because
wasn't your fault.
well,
I think we didn't know how long it was going to be.
We had no idea how long the actual walk was going to be. We thought it was going to be a nice short walk to see the loch, do all that kind of thing, and then
the loch was beautiful. It was like this light greeny colour.
Yeah.
But it's like it's famous for it. It's just amazing.
But the view was fantastic, and I'll probably upload it at some point. But yeah, it was a fantastic view. The problem we had though was that
we weren't prepared.
Well, we'd done so many activities in the one day.
We went for 2 walks and 1 loch swim.
Yeah, and because
including that.
Yeah, because we've obviously been very, I wouldn't wouldn't say sedentary, but obviously because of the lockdown, we've not been as active. Yeah.
So we're not going about that as we usually did. Like you don't realise how much exercise you do in the one day, even walking to work, walking around your work, lifting things, or walking to school, playing with your friends.
It was exhausting. Yeah, it was very exhausting, and I think we all felt it that night. We went to a nice place to eat, a nice restaurant to eat, and everybody at the table, including our members of our family that are very active and very sporty. Even you could tell that even it kind of caught up to them as well, because they obviously are members of the family that live there. They wanted to kind of do as many activities with us as can. Just obviously
since we've been we're all going for a short time.
Yeah, and everybody was feeling it. So
it wasn't their fault. It was
no, absolutely not. I am so grateful for them that they
cared so much to want to do so much for us.
It was an experience, and I think everybody slept so soundly that night, didn't they?
See, the next day, my mum was like, she came up to us and she was like, I'm thinking that we should just pack our bags, get home, see our auntie, just and just head home and get a McDonald's.
Yeah, and we very much like to eat healthy, but one of the things obviously is over the past 2 days of the holiday we'd eaten out twice, and we had food that probably wasn't what we would usually have. We're used to kind of home cooked dinners and things like that. So that, even the kind of thought of McDonald's was, you kind of thought to yourself, oh, but then you thought, nobody has to make anything, nobody has to do anything. That sounds awesome. So we went for it. But Cam, you've forgotten a key detail. One of the things about going up there, and it wouldn't be a daddy-daughter podcast, is if we didn't mention the little visitor or the new member to the family, which was the new kitten. Yeah.
It was so small.
So small? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally so small.
It was the tiniest, cutest wee kitten you've ever seen. And if you ever want to kind of test whether or not you've got heart of stone, you just need to look into this wee kitten's eyes to realise, nope, you've got feelings after all.
I thought my soul was, dark before I met this kitten.
Yeah, you're about as dark as as the sunlight. So yeah.
Speaking of cats, our cat just came up the stairs.
Speaking of cats, yeah, our cat Thor just decided to make an appearance.
Hey, do you want to come and make an appearance in the podcast? No, you just want food?
Bye for now, Thor. So obviously we were kind of saying about
that was probably McDonald's. One of the best night's sleeps I've had.
Yeah,
I was passed out.
Mm-hmm. So what did you make of the wee kitten?
He was so cute.
He was, wasn't he? He's just a wee boy cat, and he was kind of obviously going about the wee flat and stuff like that, and he was just so happy to kind of see everybody, wasn't he?
Mhm. Yeah. And we got this toy that he loves.
Yeah. So a toy that's got a spring, and there's a wee
ball and
ball thing attached.
And they have little hand bits that they can shove it in to try to catch the ball, but they'll never do it. Yeah. They'll be spending hours and never accomplish this dream.
and he was batting away at it, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Yeah, that was good. So the trip back was fun, wasn't it?
Well, it started off fine until
you got a wee bit
car sick.
Yeah.
It was probably like a burning pain.
Mhm.
I felt like I was gonna thingy. I did throw up a bit in my mouth, but it wasn't enough to go all over the car. It was just like a tiny bit.
Well, I would have had to have made you clean the car out if you'd have done that.
Mhm. I saved you. My body saved you.
Very much so. Yeah, so we got home and we ordered the McDonald's to be delivered. So we did, which was a bit very lazy.
Well, it wasn't lazy, we were tired.
Yeah, and we kind of just waited for that to be delivered. And once it was delivered, I think we demolished that McDonald's so fast, didn't we? And then we just all cuddled up on the couch, had a wee quiet moment to ourselves where we just all reflected on the holiday. And because we'd been around each other for so long, which was, which is strange because there's no difference between lockdown, we spend a lot of time together, but because we spent so much time together in the holiday, we all went our separate places, we all read, we all watched YouTube videos or things like that, just had our own moment to relax, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the end of our epic tale in the holiday. So what was your best bits about it?
The lock swims, defo, and first place, the kitten.
Yeah.
So that's all for now, guys. We want to say a goodbye to you and hope you're doing well in lockdown. Bye.
Bye for now.
Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed our podcast, please tune in at the same time next week.